Yeah, stupid ass little boys could get yourself hurt behind a hoe. Man, I'm a gangster. I'm telling you like a man. I didn't pay on a fake page. I ain't got that to do, man.
What if one random tweet from a nobody account could cost someone $200,000, destroy a relationship, and almost spark real-life tension between two of the biggest names in entertainment? That's exactly what happened. A fake Twitter page with barely 600 followers posted a rumor claiming that Cenat's girlfriend was secretly dealing with NBA Youngboy. No proof, no screenshots, no source, just a headline designed to cause chaos. Within hours, the internet exploded. The post racked up millions of views. Comment sections turned into battlefields. Fans picked sides, and instead of someone picking up the phone to clear it up, silence took over. But here's where it gets crazy. Behind the scenes, Youngboy was planning a surprise collaboration that would have broken the internet. We're talking about a $200,000 Lamborghini Urus meant to be gifted live on stream. Cameras ready, moment locked in, a move that could have changed careers overnight. Instead, the stream was canceled, flights were pulled, people got spooked, and a once-respected connection turned into unnecessary tension. Kai went public with a breakup tweet that hit over 17 million views in just hours. Youngboy reportedly tried calling to clear the air. The calls weren't answered. Assumptions turned into distance. Distance turned into fallout. All because of a lie. What makes this situation even wilder is that both men actually respected each other before this happened. There was no pre-existing beef. No bad blood, just miscommunication, emotion, and the power of social media running unchecked. One fake post, one emotional reaction, one ignored conversation, and just like that, a potential legendary moment in streaming and hip-hop history disappeared before it even started. But that wasn't the whole story, because once you look deeper, you start to see red flags, private struggles, and decisions made under pressure that changed everything. At the time all this unfolded, Cenat wasn't just another content creator. He was at the very top. Millions of live viewers, record-breaking subathons, brand deals stacking up. He had just cemented himself as one of the biggest streamers in the world, even winning major industry awards that confirmed what everyone already knew. He was the face of the new generation of streaming. On camera, everything looked perfect. Energy high, jokes flying, celebrity guests pulling up, viral clips dropping every single week, but behind that success was pressure most people never see. Kai had already started opening up publicly about mental health struggles. He talked about self-doubt, about fear of not reaching the goals he set for himself, about the weight of expectations sitting on his shoulders every single day. When you're that young and that successful, the world doesn't just watch you. It studies you, it critiques you, it waits for you to slip. And Kai felt that. He admitted there were nights where his mind wouldn't slow down, moments where anxiety crept in despite the numbers and the trophies. That's the part fans don't always understand. Success doesn't cancel out stress. Now add relationship tension on top of that. Add public scrutiny. Add people whispering behind your back. When someone is already dealing with mental strain, even a small rumor can hit harder than it should. Emotions get amplified, trust gets shaky, reactions become quick, and that's exactly why the fake tweet didn't just feel like gossip. To Kai, it felt personal. Because while the internet saw entertainment, he saw betrayal. He saw embarrassment. He saw another situation spiraling out of his control while millions watched. But here's what makes it deeper. At the same time Kai was battling pressure behind the scenes, NBA Youngboy was moving completely differently, quietly planning something that could have strengthened their connection instead of breaking it. And that's where the real twist begins. Before the rumor ever hit the timeline, the relationship was already raising eyebrows. It started looking flashy, maybe a little too flashy. On stream, Kai's girlfriend casually walked him through a Christmas wish list that didn't sound real. A pink G-Wagon, not just any G-Wagon, custom interior. Then came the crocodile Birkin, designer bags, luxury jewelry, a watch pushing close to 6 figures. When fans added it up, the total was creeping toward $1 million. And the wild part? Every time Kai asked about the price, the response was the same. It's not that much. It's not a lot like that. The internet wasn't blind. Clips started circulating, comment sections turned skeptical. People weren't hating, they were confused. Why did it feel like a business transaction instead of a relationship? At the same time, Kai was going on stage talking about protecting his peace and working through mental battles. He was telling fans to take care of themselves mentally, while the person next to him was publicly normalizing 6-figure gift requests. The contrast felt strange. Then, old clips resurfaced. Months earlier, she had described her dream man on stream: tall, light-skinned, waves, music artist, athletic build. When fans compared that description to Kai, it didn't line up at all. But when they compared it to NBA Youngboy, the similarities were hard to ignore. Now, that alone doesn't prove anything. People describe celebrity crushes all the time, but timing matters, and perception matters even more when millions are watching. The red flags weren't just online either. There were whispers about tension behind the scenes, rumors that early in the relationship she had been flown out by other men before things were fully locked in. When confronted, the story allegedly flipped. Instead of accountability, there were claims of gaslighting, making Kai feel like he was overreacting, like he was paranoid. And when someone is already dealing with mental strain, that kind of dynamic hits different. Even her own mother had hinted publicly that there was more beneath the surface. Subtle warnings, vague statements that suggested the personalities seen online might not be the full picture. Still, Kai stayed. Because when you care about someone, you ignore signs. You defend them. You believe what you want to believe. But those ignored warnings were about to collide with the worst possible rumor at the worst possible time. And once that tweet dropped, every old clip suddenly looked suspicious. The explosion didn't come from a verified page. It didn't come from a news outlet. It came from a random account with barely 600 followers. One tweet. That's all it took. The post claimed that DJ Academics had reported on livestream that Kai's girlfriend was cheating with NBA Youngboy. There was just one problem. He never said that. No clip, no proof, no archived stream, nothing. Yet within hours, the post exploded. Millions of views, screenshots reposted, every reaction page is pushing it like confirmed news. People weren't asking if it was true. They were reacting as if it already was. That's how fast misinformation moves online. The irony? Academic streams almost daily to thousands of viewers. If he had actually made that claim, there would have been a clip circulating instantly, but there wasn't. Still, once doubt enters someone's mind, logic doesn't always win. Kai was already under pressure, already dealing with relationship tension, already navigating mental strain. When he saw his name attached to that rumor, it didn't feel like random internet noise. It felt targeted. Instead of immediately calling academics, instead of calling Youngboy, instead of verifying anything directly, silence happened. And that silence created space for assumptions to grow. Behind the scenes, sources say Youngboy was confused. He reportedly tried reaching out to clear the air. From his perspective, he had never even spoken to her. The idea that he was involved didn't make sense, but Kai allegedly didn't answer. From Kai's side, the thinking was simple. If you believe someone crossed you, why would you give them a chance to spin it? And that's where everything spiraled. One side thinking, why won't he talk to me? The other thinking, why would I listen? Two powerful figures, both respected, both emotional, both misinformed. And while they stayed silent with each other, the internet kept talking. What nobody realized at that moment was that something huge had already been planned behind the scenes. Something positive that could have flipped the entire narrative. But by the time that truth surfaced, it was almost too late. The moment Kai pressed send, everything changed. I'm single. That was it. No paragraph, no explanation, just 2 words that hit the timeline like a bomb. Within 6 hours, the post crossed 17 million views. The internet went wild. Fans flooded the comments. Some were supportive, some were messy, some were already connecting the dots to the rumor about NBA Youngboy. To the public, it looked like confirmation. To Kai, it was probably an emotional release, a line drawn in the sand, but emotion and the internet don't mix well. Clips started resurfacing instantly. The expensive Christmas wish list, the dream man description, old comments praising Youngboy. Everything got re-examined under a microscope. The narrative was forming fast, and Kai hadn't even explained anything yet. Meanwhile, Youngboy was watching this unfold from a completely different position. At the time, he was under strict conditions in Utah, keeping a low profile and focusing on music. He wasn't online fueling drama. According to reports, he was genuinely confused. From his side, there was no involvement, no secret contact, no hidden connection. He allegedly tried to call, knowing that silence hit harder than the rumor itself. Because now it wasn't just about gossip, it felt like disrespect. Like someone he respected didn't even want to hear his side. And here's where it gets wild. While the internet believed tension was building, while fans imagined beef, while blogs pushed narratives, Youngboy had already set something major in motion, something that would have proven there was never bad blood to begin with. But instead of a viral collaboration, what the world got was a public breakup, unanswered calls, and two massive platforms drifting apart over a lie. And what was waiting in Utah would make this whole situation even crazier. While the internet was busy choosing sides, something completely different was unfolding behind closed doors. In Utah, under tight restrictions and away from the spotlight, NBA Youngboy was preparing what could have been one of the biggest crossover moments between hip-hop and streaming. This wasn't just a casual link-up. It was supposed to be. Youngboy had reportedly flown out one of Kai's close associates for a stream that would have broken the internet. Cameras, setup, energy ready. And then came the detail that makes this whole story unbelievable. A Lamborghini Urus. Not rented, not borrowed, purchased. A $200,000 plus vehicle that Youngboy allegedly planned to gift live on stream as a surprise. The idea came after he saw a clip where the young streamer had been jokingly given a toy car. Youngboy thought it was funny, but also felt like the kid deserved something real, so he moved accordingly. No cloud announcement, no teaser post, just a genuine plan to show love. That changes everything. Because while Kai believed tension was building, Youngboy was actually building a moment that would have strengthened the relationship publicly. Imagine how that stream would have looked. Millions watching. A rapper known for controversy surprising a rising streamer with a luxury The clips alone would have flooded every platform. Instead, confusion started spreading. After Kai's breakup tweet and the rumors connecting Youngboy's name to the situation, people close to Kai began worrying. They reportedly thought Youngboy might be upset. Some even feared the environment could turn unsafe. So a decision was made. The associate was pulled out of Utah. Quickly, no stream, no gift reveal, no collaboration. Youngboy was left wondering what happened. From his side, the plan was positive. From Kai's side, the situation looked risky. Two completely different realities. And when Youngboy allegedly found out the reason for the sudden exit, that people thought he might do something over the rumor, it hit different. Because in his mind, he was about to give, not take. That misunderstanding didn't just cancel a stream, it canceled trust. And once trust is broken in public, rebuilding it becomes 10 times harder. The cancellation wasn't random. It was driven by. Once the breakup tweet went viral and Youngboy's name started circulating in connection to the rumor, people close to Kai began looking at the situation differently. The tone online shifted from gossip to potential tension. And when you mix internet drama with someone who carries a reputation for being unpredictable, paranoia grows fast. From Kai's team's perspective, the risk wasn't worth it. Youngboy was in Utah. Emotions were high. The internet was painting a narrative of betrayal. Instead of assuming it was all noise, they assumed the worst-case scenario. So they pulled their guy out. Quickly. Excuses were made. A sudden obligation. A last-minute commitment. Anything to get him on a plane and away from the situation. Youngboy didn't understand why. He had no idea that people thought he was angry. He didn't know they were connecting him to the breakup like it was confirmed. From his side, he was preparing to surprise someone with a luxury SUV. From their side, they believed tension was building behind the scenes. That disconnect says everything. It shows how fast perception can overpower reality. When Youngboy allegedly found out the real reason for the exit, that people thought he might retaliate over, it reportedly left him confused and disappointed. Because now, it wasn't just about a canceled stream. It was about how he was being viewed. Instead of being seen as someone showing support, he was being seen as a threat. And once that image gets attached to your name, even temporarily, it lingers. Meanwhile, Kai was still processing his breakup publicly. Fans were dissecting every old clip. Comment sections were ruthless, and neither side had actually sat down to talk directly. That's the part that makes this situation so frustrating. A simple conversation could have cleared everything up, but pride, emotion, and outside voices got louder than communication, and the fallout was only beginning. By the time the truth started peeking through, the damage was already done. For NBA Youngboy, his name had been dragged into a situation he claims he was never part of. Blogs ran headlines. Reaction pages framed it like confirmed drama. Casual viewers who didn't follow closely just assumed he had crossed a line. Reputation matters, and when your name trends next to cheating rumors, it sticks, even if it's false. On top of that, there was the financial hit. That Lamborghini Urus wasn't a rumor. It was reportedly already secured. Over $200,000 tied into a moment that never... Even for someone with major success, that's not small change. More importantly, it represented a missed opportunity. The collaboration would have been massive. Hip-hop meets the biggest streaming personality in the world. Viral clips, trending hashtags, cultural crossover content that fans would have replayed for years. Gone. Not because of real conflict, because of a fake post. Meanwhile, Cenat was dealing with his own storm. Public heartbreak, millions analyzing his reaction, people questioning whether he moved too fast, others defending him for protecting himself. And then, something interesting happened. Receipts started surfacing, old posts, old comments, clips of admiration. Digital footprints that didn't match the denial narrative. The internet does not forget. When fans dug deeper, they found moments where Youngboy had been praised publicly long before the rumor ever existed. That shifted perception again. Now, the conversation wasn't just did it happen, it became, was there interest before? And that's when the spotlight moved away from Youngboy and landed somewhere else. Because if he never called her, never met her, never messaged, then who really benefited from the chaos? The deeper people looked, the more it seemed like misinformation was the real. But by then, trust between two powerful names had already been. And in industries where respect is currency, even a small crack can cost millions. Once the initial shock wore off, the internet did what it always does. It started digging. Clips that once looked harmless suddenly felt loaded. Old tweets were screenshotted. Archived live stream moments resurfaced. People weren't just watching anymore, they were investigating. And the timeline didn't look clean. Fans found past comments where admiration for NBA Youngboy had been expressed. Nothing criminal, nothing illegal, but enough to raise eyebrows considering how aggressively the denial was framed later. When digital footprints start contradicting public statements, perception shifts fast. At the same time, people revisited the luxury wishlist clips, the near $1 million Christmas requests, the "it's not that much" responses. In hindsight, those moments felt different. They didn't look playful anymore. They looked transactional. Then came subtle reactions from people inside Kai's circle. No long rants, no messy live streams, just quiet signals, emoji posts, energy shifts, the kind of responses that suggest something deeper happened behind closed doors. And when close associates break their usual silence, fans notice. Meanwhile, DJ Academics had already publicly denied ever making the claim that started everything. No clips surfaced proving otherwise. That part was clear, which meant one uncomfortable truth remained. A random fake account managed to influence real decisions. That realization hit hard, because if the foundation of the drama was false, then everything built on top of it was reactionary. Youngboy never confirmed involvement. Academics never reported it. Yet the breakup happened, the stream got canceled, the Lamborghini reveal disappeared, millions of fans believed something that had no proof behind it. And that's when the conversation shifted from gossip to something bigger. This wasn't just about a relationship, it was about how quickly perception becomes reality online. And once perception spreads at the speed of millions of views per hour, even truth struggles to catch up. But the final chapter wasn't about who cheated, it was about what this situation exposed about fame, ego, and the cost of believing headlines over conversations. When everything finally slowed down, the situation looked completely different. The anger faded, the tweets stopped trending, but the consequences stayed. For Cenat, the breakup became more than just a personal loss. It turned into a public lesson. Millions had watched him react in real time. Some supported him, others questioned whether he moved too quickly without verifying the rumor. When emotions are high and pride is involved, decisions don't always come from logic. And for NBA Youngboy, the situation highlighted something frustrating: how easy it is for a narrative to attach itself to your name. He went from planning a generous surprise to being viewed as a threat, all because of a tweet that wasn't even real. No proof ever surfaced connecting him to the relationship. Yet, his reputation briefly carried the weight of it. Then came the deeper realization: the original claim was fabricated. DJ Academics never made the statement people said he did. There was no clip, no stream evidence, just screenshots and assumptions spreading faster than facts. And that's what made this story bigger than a breakup. A random account with barely any followers influenced real-life decisions between powerful figures. A canceled collaboration A six-figure vehicle tied to a moment that never happened. Trust damaged, public perception altered, all because nobody stopped to confirm the truth before. In the end, the biggest loss wasn't the relationship. It was the opportunity. One phone call could have cleared everything. Instead, silence filled the gap, and the internet did the rest. This wasn't just drama. It exposed how fast misinformation can cost real money, real friendships, and real opportunities. One fake post shifted perception, canceled a major collaboration, and damaged trust. In today's internet culture, reacting without verifying doesn't just trend, it changes